I was out there looking for, a python like I normally do, and I came across her. I knew immediately when I saw her that she was very large, possibly the largest python I've captured. And I could only see the back half of her, maybe like the back third of her. But I could tell she was a monster. My heart is pounding. I'd be lying to you if I said it wasn't. But, my main fear in a situation like that is not that this snake's going to kill me. I'm confident in how to handle these animals, confident in my ability. But I'm worried this thing's going to get the best of me, overpower me, and possibly I lose it. It gets away into the swamp to eat more of our native wildlife. Coming across an animal like this, even with the situation we're in the Everglades, is still a once-in-a-lifetime, opportunity. It really is. I've caught a number of them, but I spend a lot of time out there. So I'm getting ready to capture this snake, building myself up to it. The safest way to go about it is to find the head, grab the head with both my hands, and keep her from coiling on me, wrapping around me. I can't find her head. Her head's buried in vegetation, buried in the maiden cane. I just can't see it, and she's working her way slowly off the island. So I know I got to quickly do something. I'm afraid if I get closer to her head, I'm going to spook her, and she's going to try to start moving away. I grab onto her tail, and this is kind of a bad situation to be in, especially with all the thick vegetation. These snakes can easily overpower you and will actually drag you out into the swamp. There's just no stopping it. It intertwines in all the weeds and just drags you. So I know grabbing this thing, my goal is to piss it off and get it to start striking at me where I can see that head and grab a hold of that head. Otherwise, this thing's gone. So I get a hold of it, and it starts dragging me. It's pulling me off the island.
So is it wrapped around you, or are you
No,
just
no, no,
hanging
no.
on?
It's stretched out, and
But you're hanging on.
I'm hanging on to it. Yeah,
Right.
this thing's eating alligators, eating deer. It's the biggest thing out here. It's not worried about nothing. It's not scared of me. You know what I mean? It's kind of seeing what I'm doing. So I got a hold of it, and it's starting to.
Are you wearing gloves?
No.
How are you able to really grab it?
If I had gloves on, I wouldn't be able to grab it. I need my bare hands to be able to work and feel everything, have the grip. Gloves will just get in the way.
Even something with like a texture to it?
I don't want any of that.
Okay.
I don't want any of that. They just get in the way. So I got the snake dragging me out into the swamp, losing this battle. I'm able to dig my heels down into the limestone that I'm standing on, the limestone island, and I'm able to stop her. I'm not gaining on her, but I got her stopped, and we're kind of in this Everglades tug-of-war right now. And she starts to get pissed off. She starts hissing. She starts turning around on me, and this is what I want. But I got to not get bit, you know what I mean?
Holy fuck.
A snake this size, to my advantage, they're slower than a smaller snake. They have a lot of body mass. They're going to tire out quickly, and her strikes aren't going to be lightning fast. So she's striking at me. I'm dodging her strikes.
Oh my God.
Everything's going good.
Floyd Mayweather out there.
And yeah, doing a little duck and weave. Everything's going good. Normally when a snake strikes, it's going to strike out, recoil back, get ready. Strike again, recoil back. That's how they strike. That's how they get that power. They kind of like recoil their body. So it struck. I dodged it. It recoils back like a third of the way and hits me with this little sneak attack strike that I wasn't expecting. This snake is anywhere from 10 to 20 years or more old. So it's been around the block. It's a smart snake. And, snakes don't normally do that. I think she kind of knew what she was doing. She struck, she got me on my arm, got an artery, got some veins coming off my artery, and that doesn't do it justice at all. Their teeth they're punctures, so they're like needles, so they puncture down deep.
You can see them here. They're fucking
you can see
crazy.
that top one gets right into my main vein, and the real bad one was on the top of my arm that you can't see, where it's on this. I think it's an artery. I may be wrong. Coming on the top of my arm, and I got very lucky. Normally, when they bite, they they latch on. And she would have latched on, she would have wrapped around me, and, you know, I would have been in a very, very bad situation being out there by myself. Thank the good Lord, I had him on my side that day. She struck, she bit. I was able to grab her head, and I don't know if it's how I pushed it forward and pulled her off or what, because all their teeth are recurved like fish hooks almost, kind of. Got her right off of me. Grabbed her head, pushed her off of me. She didn't latch on. She was trying to bite again. Maybe that's, she didn't think she had a good bite and she was trying to regrip. But I got lucky. Now I have her head. I'm bit. I'm spraying blood all over the Everglades, but I have her head. So now my main thing is controlling her without exerting myself too much, because every time I'm doing anything, I mean, it's I've never seen blood come out of my body like this, you know, right. Really. My heart's pounding, adrenaline's going, and my main thing is just to stay calm. I don't think I'm necessarily going to bleed to death. I mean, the amount of blood I'm seeing, it crossed my mind, but I really don't think I'm going to bleed to death. I'm worried about blacking out from blood loss, heat, exerting myself. What's this snake going to do if I black out? It's going to wrap around me. It's going to kill me, 100%.
Right.
You know, I don't think it'd necessarily be able to swallow me and eat me, maybe, but it could definitely kill me. So I'm really trying to control my heart rate, trying not to exert myself. The snake's biting at me, you know, going nuts. You can see the video on my YouTube of where I'm just covered in blood. And I have a snake bag with me to put whatever snake I was planning on catching in the bag. This snake is way too big for that bag. So I actually am able to use that bag to tie off my arm and kind of do a little redneck.
While you're holding it down?
Yeah, while I got the head in one hand and I'm tourniqueting my arm. I think it was like this, tourniqueting my arm with the other, and got my arm cinched shut, you know, kind of got the bleeding under control, and I was able to kind of collect myself. This snake is pretty much worn out at this point. She's cold-blooded, so they gas out after about a 10-minute fight. She's like a limp noodle. So I'm kind of just laying on her, catching my breath. Now I got to get her back to my boat where I can put a bullet in her head, because I don't just walk around out there with a gun. All these snakes I catch alive, put them in a bag, and it's just easier to not have a gun on me.
Jesus.
And